What's good with it? What's good with it? Yeah, I'm ready for Munguia versus Ryder. Been some pretty good fights tonight, man. Um, First of all, hope you all had a blessed day. Moving on into the night, um, I've been chilling basically. Got up early this morning, got a nice heavy bag workout in, got back in and ate, and basically been playing Call of Duty, practicing on my bass guitar, and just chilling, man. Just chilling. Um, this is a fight I've been looking forward to for the past couple of weeks, and I think it's going to be action packed. Jaime Munguia versus John Ryder. You dig? To everybody that shows up, thank you. God bless you. I never really expect much, um, but whoever shows up, man, announce yourself and come kick it with Real Talk Boxing, man. Co-main event is over with now. 115 pounders, small guys, man, with a third round knockout. And I'm glad because we can get to the main event. What's good with a big N? Good to see you. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. I almost went to see the fight in Phoenix. Did you? That would have been cool, man. I've been to a couple of professional fights, but not like well-known fighters. I've actually cornered a couple of professional fights. Actually, more than a couple, like a handful. But as far as going to see like top five, top three, number one fighters and championship fights, never been. But on one of these days, man, before I'm dead and gone, I would like to go check out a fight. I just don't do good around a lot of people, man. I really don't like being around a crowd of people. I'd much rather watch a fight like I am tonight in the comforts of my own home. and but still, yeah, I would like to go. I would like to go check one out one of these days. What's good with it, James? All is well. Appreciate it. God bless you too, my man. God bless you too. All praise and glory to the Most High. Yahweh, baby. This fight is going to be good because Jaime Munguia likes to trade. It is going to be a great fight, man. When I heard the announcement of the fight, I was like, and it's a fight that no one really asked for, but I'm not complaining about it. I want to see it. Um, it's going to be a lot of back and forth action. It's going to be competitive, and but I do think Jaime Munguia is going to end up stopping Ryder. I'm gonna say ninth, 10th, 11th round, but we'll see. I'm not counting Ryder out, man, because he's a ride or die type fighter. You dig? What's going on with the Blood Corpse, man? I've been chilling, man. I've been doing real good. Um, Blessed as always, and watching some boxing, man. You dig? Thank you for stopping by, man. I appreciate it. I never watched little guys, man. I really never watched guys under 135 pounds, and I just never have, and I need to. David, what's going on, David Wilson? 4 a.m. in the UK, man. I appreciate you for showing up, man. This mad early there, bro. But I appreciate you for stopping by, man. UK in the house, baby. I can't believe that. That's what's up. Man, you know who I'm anxious to see come back, man? Conor Ben. Conor Ben's going to be fighting, I think, next weekend. And I hate he had this time off, but you gotta, you make a certain bed, you gotta sleep in it. But he's gonna be back, man, and I can't wait to see him. Really can't wait to see him. He's an explosive fighter, man. Francisco in the house, man. What's good, bro? You don't have the zone? Well, don't sweat it. I got it for you, man. I'm going to commentate the fight right here tonight. Should there be a spectacular knockdown, knockout, or stoppage, I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show y'all the deal, man, you know? It's all good, but good to see you, Francisco. Hey, man, what y'all think about Rolly fighting Pitbull Cruz, man? Y'all think Pitbull is too small? I think people are going to do really well in that fight. I'm not sure who if he win or not, you know, because size and it may play a factor, but I think it's going to be a really, really good fight. I hate it wasn't against Ryan, but it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, but a lot of people don't really want to see that fight, but I do. I really do. I wonder who's next for Ryan Garcia. That's what I'm wondering. Now, these little guys were fighting tonight. I watched a female fight tonight, man. Gabriela Fundura is actually Sebastian Fundura's little sister. Man, they look just alike. She did really, really good. She lost the first half of the fight. The guy, excuse me, not the guy, but the female she was fighting was named Christina Cruz, 41 years old, man, going up against a 21-year-old girl. And, man, she was boxing Fundura's socks off. But Fundura showed true grit. She showed the ability to adapt. And she started overcoming, and she ended up getting a stoppage, which is kind of controversial. But, plays with milk in the house. I ain't seen you in a while, man. I ain't seen you in a while. Where you been, bro? All right, super middleweight. I heard that David Benavidez was going to be in attendance of this fight, scouting Jaime Munguia. And should Munguia win this fight, that may be a potential fight for David Benavidez next, which I've always wanted to see. But I keep hearing Canelo's name. I've heard a handful of people say if he beats Ryder, does this put him in line for Canelo Alvarez? And people are like, yes. And I'm like, no, it's not. It's David Benavidez next, man. He's the mandatory, right? What's going on, 2016? Big ups, Real Talk. Watching all the way from Philly. Oh, the Philippines, excuse me. Whoa, really? That's what's up, man. The Philippines in the house. That is crazy. Got UK in the house and I got the Philippines in the house. Love it, man. Appreciate you for showing up. God bless you. Man, I'm looking at Tyson Fury right now. Speaking of little guys, you should check out. I know who Bam Rodriguez is. I know who Rodriguez is, man. I've seen him fight before. And Sonny Edwards. Not sure who Sonny Edwards is. Rodriguez is from San Antonio. He got power, skill, and nice feet. Yeah, I've seen Rodriguez. I've seen him, Mr. Rodriguez. I think I've seen like 2 of his fights. Really, really solid. Really, really solid. No, it's not fights. I saw highlights of him. Excuse me, not a full fight, but highlights. How do y'all think Tyson Fury is gonna do against Usyk? I think Tyson Fury's ability to take a punch is like, boo, going straight downhill since fighting Deontay Wilder. But he's always been dropped. He's been dropped before. I remember the first time I seen Tyson Fury down was against Steve Cunningham. And I wanted Steve Cunningham to win that fight so bad because I didn't know who Tyson Fury was at the time. And all he did was run his mouth. And I'm familiar with Steve Cunningham. I've seen him fight so many times. And I wanted him to win, but man, just couldn't. He couldn't get past the size and the power of Tyson Fury. You should watch that fight against Bam. I will. I definitely will. Like the whole fight. You know what I'm saying? Because, highlights can only show you so much. You want to you want to watch a fight through its entirety just to see what type of fighter you watching. You know what I'm saying? You want to. My favorite fighters are ones that can come through adversity. They can fight through adversity. They can get off the canvas and figure out a way to win. They can adapt. And you can't get that watching highlights. So I definitely will watch that whole fight. And I appreciate y'all mentioning it to me. Man, I've been thinking about doing some segments, some different segments for my channel, bro. Um, I want to do like old school fighters, man. You know, like my favorite fighters. Doing some shorts and explaining how, you know, the characteristics they have in the ring and all that, man. Because I was watching Sugar Ray Leonard highlight. I can't remember the guy he was fighting. He's a big guy, man. He had a mullet. He was huge. And he actually knocked Sugar Ray Leonard down. And Sugar Ray Leonard started doing certain things, tricks of the trade that a lot of people don't even notice. And I'm going to try to break those down thoroughly. You know, little pieces of action like that in fights in shorts, just to see how I fare in that. You know, because my shorts are getting a lot of views, way more views than my regular videos, man. And I don't understand what's going on, but it is what it is. What's going on, Anthony? Valadez, what's good? Who is Danny? That was him, Danny Leyland. That's him. Well, you know your boxing, huh? That's him. I got you. Uh, man, that was a great fight, man. I don't know what weight class I was in, but he just looked 3 weight classes above Sugar Ray Leonard, man. For those of you who don't know, Sugar Ray Leonard is my favorite fighter of all time. I think Sugar Ray Leonard is the best fighter of all time, in my opinion. Now, not for everybody. And the reason why I say that is when I look at fighters as being the greatest of all time, I look at what they do. All around fighters. Can they do it all? You know what I'm saying? And I believe that Sugar Ray Leonard could do it all in the ring. Box, trade, power, speed, combinations, counterpuncher, aggressive, elusive. I think Sugar Ray Leonard was the complete boxer, man. I think they fought at 168, man. He looked huge, man. So, but man, I love that fight, man. And I'm gonna do a breakdown on that in the short. Light heavyweight, super middleweight at the same time. Oddly, okay. Lightweight, super middleweight. Sorry about that. I said light heavyweight. No, it is light heavy. I see light heavy and super middleweight. Okay. I got you. Who y'all got in this fight, man? Y'all got Ryder or Munguia? Who y'all got? Because it's coming up pretty soon. They're getting ready. Who's some of y'all favorite fighters of all time? I'm talking about of all time. Who's some of y'all favorite fighters? Francisco, who's one of your favorite fighters, bro? Your favorite fighter of all time? John Ryder. What does he need to do to get the win here tonight? He has to do something that's very difficult, and that's take the center of the ring from him. Y'all don't have a favorite fighter, man? There's no one on here right now that doesn't have a favorite fighter? I want Ryder to win, but I really need Benavidez versus Munguia. I agree with you. I need that fight too. Ali, sir. Roy Jones Jr. plays with milk. Good choices. Roy Jones, for years, was my favorite fighter. For years. Joe Calzaghe is mine. Let me tell you something, David Wilson. Sadly, a lot of people don't know who Joe Calzaghe is. I think he's one of the most underrated fighters that ever walked the planet Earth. Joe Calzaghe, he was special. And not a lot of people give him credit, man. Calzaghe was good. He was good. And he was trained by his dad. What was his dad's name? I can't remember his dad's name. But his dad didn't have any kind of boxing training, experience, anything. He just started training his son in boxing. And I remember when he fought, work rate second to none, definitely. Enzo. You know, a lot of my top 10 fighters are fighters that people don't even know. Um, you know, because I like fighters like, in my top 10, I have fighters like Emmanuel Burton, aka Emmanuel Augustus. Do y'all know him? And I also like Chris Bird. Do y'all know Chris Bird? Of course, y'all should know James Toney. He's like in my top 3, James Toney. Love him. Leonard was the best ever, the best I ever saw. And I actually rooted against him. I wanted Duran Hearns, Hagler was good too. All of those, man. Those 4, they're the 4 kings. And that's the reason why they have losses on their record, because they were fighting the elite in their division, man. Back and forth. Drunken Master style. There you go. Anthony, you know your boxing, huh? You know your boxing, huh? What about Chris Bird? Yep, the Drunken Master. Man, he had so many losses on his record, but a ton of them were robberies, and some of the fights that he fought, he actually threw the fight. And you could, when they wanted him to throw the fight, he would make it obvious and piss everybody off, even though he did what they asked him to do. But the guy was just so good, so free in the ring. I've never seen anyone so relaxed and so free in the ring, man. And Floyd Mayweather said that was his toughest fight to date. So I used to love watching him fight, man. Who else do I have in my top 10? I like, of course, Roy Jones Jr., Jorge Paez. Do y'all know who that is? He's another fighter that not a lot of people know. And if you know him, some people don't like him. He was actually a circus clown turned boxer. And Jorge was... he kind of reminded me of Emmanuel Augustus. I would love to have seen them fight. Those two guys fight in their prime. That would have been an amazing fight. I'm talking amazing. Chris Bird from middleweight to heavyweight champ. Anthony know his stuff. Mr. Valdez know his stuff. Okay. But I seen Chris Bird fight on Friday Night Fights when I was in high school against Burt Cooper. And I'm like, who is this guy? He's fighting this guy, not even looking at him. The opponent will be right here, and Chris Bird will be right here looking this way. Jabbing up and down and slipping punches. It was crazy, man. People hated Chris Bird, but I loved him, man. You know, I actually caught, y'all ain't gonna believe this, and I can prove it to you if you don't believe me. I follow Chris Bird on Instagram, right? And Chris Bird has lost so much weight. He does not look the same. He doesn't eat meat. He's a vegan. He's a middleweight again, y'all. And I ran across him when I was actually training and on my vegan diet, and not vegan, but vegetarian diet. I had shed like 43 pounds. And it was right before I got in the ring with Trey Ingram. And I seen him on Instagram, man. And I sent him a message and I called him out. I said, Chris, I hear you want to get in the ring, man. I'm trying to get back in the ring. Let's do an exhibition. And Chris is like, man, you a heavyweight. I'm a middleweight. I swear, he responded to me and everything, man. And that was a trip. But I would have loved to have graced the ring, even though he probably would have jabbed my face off. Just to be in a ring with somebody that I admired growing up with would have been freaking amazing, man. Jorge Paez, a bleeder with a mohawk. Exciting fighter. He definitely was, man. He definitely was. Who do you have in a fantasy fight in middleweight, Hagler or Triple Hagler? Hagler. You know, I like Triple G. I really do. Triple G is probably one of the most durable fighters that ever lived. But Hagler was just different. That at that time, at that era, you know, boxers from that era, if there was some way able to jump into the future and fight what we have today would not stand up to it, man. They were just cut from a totally different cloth. Even though Triple G to me is a throwback fighter or was, um, I don't think he could have stood a chance against Hagler, man. To be honest with you, and I'm saying that with respect. That woman up in the background right now, in the, excuse me, in the dressing room. I love the fact that Munguia is with Freddie Roach, man. Freddie Roach is a Hall of Fame trainer, and I think he's going to show Munguia a lot. A lot of people say Munguia ain't got no skill. He's just rock'em sock'em robot. But in this last couple of fights, especially in this last fight against Derevchenko, he showed a lot of good. Um, he showed patience and he showed selective punches, and that's hard to do against somebody like Derevchenko. That was a great fight, man. That was a great fight. Um, Lost my train of thought. I was listening to Oscar De La Hoya talking about Munguia. He's calling out Al Heyman for some reason. I think most heavyweights today, too, would struggle in the 80s to a great era. These heavyweights today, it's the same thing to me, man. They can't. I don't want to sound mean, but throwback. The last throwback fighter to me who fought everybody in their division. Everybody in their division. I would dare to say Canelo Alvarez, even though Canelo's he's really pissing me off here lately, man. Fighting freaking Jamal Charlo, but he fought everybody in the super middleweight division, beat every champion, and became undisputed. All right. Now Andre Ward fought in the Super Six tournament years ago and beat everybody, the top elite, top 5 fighters in his division. But the last true throwback fighter was James Lights Out Tony, in my honest opinion. I mean, you got some honorable mentions in there. You know, since you're from Texas, who's the best ever from your state? George Foreman, Jack Johnson, Orlando. I can't pronounce that last name. Uh, Donald Corey, Terry Norris, Errol Spence. Terry Norris. Terry Norris. You talking about skill? Because George is big and George is strong. I met George Foreman too. George is big, strong, and powerful. But Terry Norris was just freaking. He was something else, bro. That's a good question, Francis. I appreciate that. Uzi cleaned out the cruiserweight. I forgot about that, Anthony. I appreciate you for bringing it to my attention. I'd have to put Usyk in there too. I completely forgot about that, man. And he's possibly, I think, on his way to becoming an undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. I think he's going to be Tyson Fury. Some don't. I do. This era loses so bad. Exactly, James. Exactly. They lose and they lose royally. You understand me? It's just a different time, a different place. Fighters now are built way different from fighters back then. So Roberto Duran. Roberto Duran was good, man. Los Monos de Piedra. When he beat Sugar Ray Leonard, he had Sugar Ray Leonard so ticked off, talking crap, harassing his wife, making him fight his fight, and that's why Sugar Ray lost. Because he was trying to fight Roberto Duran's fight. He is good as Sugar Ray was, he was not tougher than Duran. And he was trying to prove that he was tougher. He just wasn't. But They're showing highlights of the Diego Chico fight and Munguia. Munguia took some shots in that fight that he shouldn't have been able to take. Like any other fighter been knocked out if they got caught with him. So I'm looking to see if his defense has improved with Freddie Roach. Hopefully it has. I want to see him settle down a bit. It's okay to be vigorous and aggressive, and that's his style. He's offensive. We all know that. But I need to see some subtlety about him, some patience, and some skill. I was an Eric Morales fan before I was a Pacquiao fan. I didn't know who Pacquiao was until he fought Eric Morales. Um, what about Barrera? Babyface Assassin. What about him? I like him too. Man, when he beat Prince Nassim, I threw a party. Like, I remember being over at my buddy's house watching that fight, man, and when he beat Prince Nassim, I was like, and I loved Prince, man. I loved him. But I wanted to see Barrera win that fight. And he pulled it, man. He beat him, and he beat him easy, man. I hope Usyk wins because Tyson would hold those belts hostage and fight Derek Chisora again. I also would like Usyk. Like to see Usyk 2-time undisputed. He's on his way, man. I feel like he's gonna beat Tyson Fury. And man, like there really ain't nothing else for him to prove. After this, I mean, he's already beat AJ. Who else is he gonna fight after Tyson Fury? All right, the fighters are about to walk to the ring. John Ryder is walking out. John Ryder is tough as they come. I always liked Martin Sterling and Donald Curry. So many greats from that era. You were right. Barrera was great. That uppercut to bro's chin. Yeah, he jumped up in the air like a fish. I remember that. This isn't going to be an easy fight for Jaime. It's not. But it's one thing just to win, just to get a W over Ryder, but to put the stamp on it, I feel like Munguia needs to get him out of there. I think he will send shockwaves if he got Ryder out of there. I'm going to do my best to stay calm and sensible. If y'all, hey man, there's Barrera back there right now. No, that's Morales. Eric Morales is before he can gain weight. We were just talking about him. There he is right there. I wasn't born in the 80s, but what was so much better than fighters now than then? Plays with milk, man. This is what I want you to do. Because I can show you better than I can tell you. I'd rather you witness it. Go back. Not even the 80s. Go back to the early 90s. I want you to watch James Toney versus Iron Barkley. I want you to watch Sugar Ray Leonard versus Duran 1 and 2. I want you to go watch what other fight? Go watch Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas if you hadn't seen that one. You should. Regardless if you wasn't born in the 80s or not, you should. Go check them out. Zurov, yes. Yes, Anthony. I like you, Anthony, because that's my favorite. That's one of my favorite fights of all time. James Toney versus Vasily Zurov. Amazing fight, down to the wire type fight, man. Ryder's in the ring, y'all. Now all we doing is waiting for Jaime Munguia, and we're gonna get it cracking. Leonard versus Hearns, all of those, man, all of those. Hearns versus Duran. Watch all them fights. Here comes Jaime. Jaime Munguia looks like, if you shaved Jaime's head, and gave him a long ponytail. Y'all ever seen that movie Kickboxers, Jean-Claude Van Damme? The villain in that movie, Thung Po. Jaime Munguia looks like him to me. Leonard versus Hagler needed more fight. Yeah, I think Hagler retired after that fight. Needed 2 fights because that fight, I honestly feel like that fight should have been a draw. But this is how great Leonard is. Leonard was retired for 2 years, sitting back watching Hagler beat the brakes off everybody. He came back. He didn't want no tune-up fight. He wanted Hagler right away, and you saw how he fared against Hagler. That's how good he was, man. Man, I love Diego Chico Corrales, man. I loved him. Great fight. Holyfield versus Bo. Ooh, all of them. All of them. Every one of those fights, man. Yeah, fighters back then were just different human beings, man. Jaime, he's doing his ring walk right now. Munguia. I really hope he fights David Benavidez. Should he get past Ryder tonight? That would be an explosive fight, man. And that would honestly, man, make me feel good that these young fighters ain't sitting back waiting on Canelo, man. Because right now Canelo's just doing what he wants, fighting who he wants, and I don't like it. It's not a good look. Chico fights was nut. You better believe it. You remember? Yeah, the Castillo fight. Castillo. Man, I thought Corrales was out of there, man. He got dropped, what, 2-3 times? And who was in his corner? Who was in his corner? I can't remember his name. He don't never wear a cornerman's jacket. Can't remember that dude. Do y'all know who was in Corrales, Chico Corrales' corner when he fought Castillo? No, they don't, Stephen K. They don't fight like that no more, man. It's just, I don't know. What was the corner man's name in that fight? He's always got a button down and jeans on. But anyway, new division between light heavyweight. Do you think Rolly Romero holds their title in? He don't really hold a title now, Rolly. They gave it to him. They gave it to the old man was gonna beat him. You know what I'm saying? He don't really hold no title now. Man, he wouldn't have. Rolly wouldn't even. Man, I love that question. And you know the organization loves them some new weight classes. You better Goosen. Thank you, Big N. It was Joe Goosen. Man, when the I think the third time Chico got knocked down, he said, you better effing get inside on him now. You know what I'm saying? And Corrales came back. I remember seeing James Toney in the audience when that fight was going on. And when Corrales came back, James went crazy in the audience. He was jumping up and down, running around and everything, man. That was a great fight, man. Joe Goosen. Yeah, I'm David. I'm really anxious to see Conor being back in the ring. I really am, because Conor he had so much promise in it. I hate he missed all this time, but you know, let's just get it together, Ben, and keep on the right track. Because I feel like you're young enough. You know, you didn't miss much time, but I want to see you back, man. Real talk, I'm older than you, but I think there is a lot of great talent in boxing today. It is. That's great talent in boxing today, most definitely. They could be great era if they wasn't so much politics and business issues. Yes, because boxing itself is just like you just said, it's politics, and there's so much crap that goes on, man. So much bull crap, actually. And back then you didn't have a lot of that. Back then you did not have a lot of that. But there are some good fighters. But I just don't think fighters now could stand up against fighters in the 80s, 70s. I just don't. You know, maybe a handful, maybe a couple. Well, I didn't know Ryder had 6 losses. This is a good fight for Munguia, man. Really, really sturdy vet. Really, really good journeyman. But I just feel like I feel like Munguia probably will lose 2-3 rounds. And once that engine gets revved up, I really think he's gonna get Ryder out of there. Money and politics talks. Saudi Arabia, man, they finna take over. Has proven this with the recent fights made quickly. But yeah, I don't know where His Excellency's getting all this money, but he's got bag, serious lunch money. Oscar De La Hoya in the ring. You know, Oscar De La Hoya got ab implants. Like, what kind of stuff is that? But top prospects should fight each other and stop being protected. Ham, I agree. A lot of fighters have been protected. A lot of our great superstar fighters right now, have been protected, and I'm tired of it. And that's why I commend Ryan Garcia for taking the Tank fight, man. Hey, the Anderson of the ring right now, man. This fight's it's on the way, man. I got 18 people in. I only have 7 likes. That don't add up. And I always say I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed, but those 2 numbers don't add up. Go ahead and do that for me, man. Let's go, y'all. Let's get in it. They both look calm, cool, and collected. Ryder's 35, I think. Ryder might win. You right, Jose. He might. He got two fists, right? He stands a chance. Here we go. Who's going to throw the first punch? How many Munguia just threw a jab? Right now, I'm going to tell you right now what I like from Jaime Munguia. His lead foot is on the outside of Ryder's. So that straight right hand down the pocket is already going to come into play. Because Ryder's inside foot, his lead foot is on the inside of Munguia's lead foot. So who's going to get there faster? Nice body shot by Ryder on the inside. Right hook to the body. Munguia just stabbed him down to the stomach with a straight right. Ryder's countering over his jab, over Munguia's jab. He just popped him on the side of the ear. You don't want to get hit on the ear much, man. That'll ring your bell. So far, it's a mid-range fight. Munguia's jab looks really, really good, but he needs to jab off the center line, though. You don't always have to jab with your head straight up. You can do it this way, or you can do that Mike Tyson jab. Oh, nice straight right hand. I knew it was coming down the pocket. It's the lead foot placement that's going to make the difference. Defense looked really, really tight by Munguia. And Munguia is just kind of, he's subtly stepping back. I think he's trying to get Ryder to run into a straight right. But I need to see more jabs. Ryder's just being calm, cool, and collected. He's doing a lot of countering with the overhand hooks, which I expected from the shorter fighter. Munguia's trying to land that straight right. Nice 4-punch combination. Tripled up the jab, and then he stuck him with the right hand straight right and missed with the hook coming out. But now we need to see the body, right? It's the first round. Go ahead and put money in the bank to the body, baby. Either fighter. Doesn't matter. Right now it's a chess match. They're both thinking, standing right in front of each other. I love the fact that Munguia is not just throwing one jab. Freddie, yeah, he came in with his head. Ryder came in with his head down and head-butted Munguia. It wasn't on purpose, but it definitely happened. Surprisingly to me, Munguia is not throwing every punch with the intention to knock Ryder out, and it's usually what we see. He's. I'm seeing what I wanted to see. He's starting to settle down, and I think that's due to Freddie Roach telling him to take his time. That round could have gone either way, to be honest with you. Ryder is hard to stop. He's been stopped, what, once? And I think it was in his first fight. Good round for both fighters, but the more activity came from Munguia, so I give him that round. He said jab, and he said double up the jab and throw the straight right hand. I knew they was looking for it. Freddie Rose said that the combinations are really, really important. And I believe that. Boom! Nice right hook to the body from Ryder. Straight right hand down the pipe. Followed with the hook by Munguia. Munguia goes straight across the ring and throws the 4-punch combination. And he's staying close. And that front foot is still on the outside of Ryder's. That's going to be the highlight of this fight, I'm telling you. Front foot placement. But what I want is some body shots now. Nice uppercut on the inside from Ryder. Yo, break free. What's going on? They're getting in the clinch a little bit too much for my taste. Nice straight right hand from Munguia. Ooh, nice 2-punch combination on the inside by Ryder. Ryder is a really, really good close range fighter. And it's Munguia who's elected to grab on the inside. I'm buffering right now. We get this sometimes with the internet over here. Bring it back because I don't want to miss nothing. Let's go. Here we go. Yeah, almost. All right, hold on. Give me a second, good people. Give me more than a second. Try to get this thing back on. I hadn't had no problems all day with this internet, man. I'm talking about none. Oh, it's not blinking, so it's still on. We're on 8. Hey, I'm going to pause right quick, get this thing back going on, and I'm going to jump back on here in a minute. Y'all bear with me, okay?